Yo, what's up? It's me, Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a little bit of a different thing today. We're doing a sort of interview. It's called Drew and Blue, and I have some lovely friends with me. And basically, I'm just going to ask them a bunch of questions and find out more about my friends because, frankly, they're more interesting than me. That was the joke. That was the joke. And without further ado, let's just jump into it. All right, so first of all, I guess I should say, Alyssa. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
This is Alyssa. I should have probably said that at the beginning. This is my co-host, Javier, for this episode. We both know Alyssa through... We'll get into the story later. Yeah. But he's just going to be the co-host. It's not normally supposed to have a co-host, but for today, it's fine. That's why I'm doing this mic thing, because we only have one mic. Anyway, Alyssa, go ahead and just really quick let everybody at home know your socials and like your presence online and like what you do, basically, very generally, yes.
Yeah, so I'm Alyssa, and I have two social media Instagram pages, and it's SpaceXWitch and ABXWitch. I don't know. I just like witches and Halloween and all that stuff.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Isn't the witch thing kind of like inspired by Kurt Cobain's daughter?
Yeah, I was kind of like a fan page of like Nirvana.
Isn't her page Space or something like
it's
Witch?
Like, yeah, when I first started Instagram, she was something else.
Oh,
like,
really? Oh, so you were the original.
Yeah.
And she stole it
I've been
from
on
you.
Instagram for like over like 10.
Oh, really?
Years.
Yeah, I was like 2015. Nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like a fan page at first, and then I just now recently just like switched that page over to like a mainly like art page, because I paint portraits of, like celebrities and all that stuff, and kind of just want to switch it up. I got bored of fan pages, and I mean I still love all of my fan pages, like friends who follow me. I just won't do it myself. Right. I'm over it. It's been over 10 years. I'm like, okay, time for a change.
Nice
right?
Yeah, and you were very consistent with it. Like I follow a good amount of pages that like do the same kind of like the same thing. I'm not gonna say over and over like it was such a repetitive thing, but like it's hard to be consistent. And me doing YouTube, I know the struggle. So like it makes sense. I mean, for that long, that's a pretty respectable amount of time. I tried. There was this time in like 2018 where I tried to do a meme page for like I posted every day. You know about it. Yeah, I tried to post every day. I didn't last more than like 2 weeks.
I think that's the year like we all like kind of like met each other. Like, you started following me, and the first time we actually met in person was on my 21st birthday at the beach with all my friends.
Shit,
yeah. And I was like, oh, how awesome.
I almost completely forgot that was your 21st.
Yeah.
Like, that was the reason we went there. I forgot about that.
It feels like a million years ago because the whole pandemic thing happened.
Yeah, that was a very unique time. I had that written down. I guess we can just jump into it. That was like, I guess the origins of, us meeting Alyssa was that she did run a fan page. And at the time, you had made a post that he found. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah, I did. I'm the Nirvana fan out of the two of us. Okay. I would like Nirvana posts every once in a while, and like the algorithm will just bump out just like Nirvana content. And I saw your name multiple times. I remembered it because it was like SpaceXWitch, and it was so like, oh, I know it.
Yeah.
So one day you just came up, and I just followed you one day, and it clicked. And at the time, it was like your most recent post was a skateboarding one, and I was like, oh shit, she's right here, like 45 minutes, like not that far away. And I was like, oh my god, like the white is fucking cool. And I scrolled down, and you put the post looking for like band members. Yeah. I was into guitar, he's into drums, and I was like, dude, this could do something. And I was just super excited and stoked. And
it just like clicked,
Yeah.
We were just like,
I told him.
We also need to jam too, because we haven't even done it.
Yeah.
Because I had a little thing going on, and then when I graduated college, I had to stop all of it because me and my friends, like, they went off to college, like, out of state, and then me, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start teaching and all this stuff, and.
Or you had more to... Oh, yeah.
No, okay.
I thought you were handing it to me.
No, just a halfway.
Alyssa's an artist, if you guys didn't know.
Certified bangers.
They are really good. So we got from... Yeah, so that's where I was like heading with the whole like Alyssa's socials thing, because she was telling how she transitioned her account. And so now she does art full time, and...
I teach. So I'm in person with lots of people. I teach mainly adults, but sometimes I have to substitute, and I have to teach for kids sometimes. Right. But we had to shut down. We literally opened the art studio 2 weeks before COVID hit. Like, it was a week of my birthday.
Really?
So me and my boss were like sitting down at our table, and we're like, what are we gonna do? We literally just opened, and we were booming, and then next thing you know, we're gonna have to shut down. Right. And we're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like kits. So we'll do like a drawing of a design or whatever. And then we have like instructions so people can follow along and learn how to paint. Or we will do virtual teaching, which I love to do. It was so much fun because I would just be in the studio by myself and teach for like a few hours, 2 to 3 classes a day. And I loved it. And I had like the majority, like the biggest classes online. I had like over 100 people once.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and I was like, this is the biggest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm glad you guys like chose me to like have your instructor with
Right.
because like that would be awesome, you know.
Yeah.
Who can say I taught 100 people,
Right.
you know? It's awesome.
If my memory serves, you wanted to name our band The Zone.
Yes,
because
yes,
The Zone
yes.
was like a shake or smoothie at the shop.
Yeah, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so.
I remember the
I'm
name.
surprised I remember that.
I didn't know
That's
that was the story.
crazy.
I'm
Yeah,
shocked,
I
yeah.
totally forgot about that.
I do remember you made a visual for it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had
I
like the
remember that.
flashing. Yeah, that looked really cool.
Yeah, it
that's
was
what-
like a fuzzy TV and it
Yeah,
had the band
yeah.
name on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
I do
that.
remember
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me and my friend Chandler who also worked with me. He was my coworker.
Okay.
And one day, because he played guitar, and I was like, no, wait, I play the bass, and then he played drums once in a while, and he's a really good singer, too.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, maybe we should start something. I'm like, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, well, I go to college in LA, you know how many like shows we can do?
Right,
At, like
yeah,
house
yeah.
shows and like little gigs here and there. So we did one in my backyard, but we got a complaint from my old neighbor. But she's gone now, which is good, because I know.
Hell yeah. That's good.
But yeah, we got a complaint.
Yeah.
But it was a fun night too. Like we had a bonfire, had a little get together. But yeah, like I named the band The Zone because one of my favorite smoothies at my smoothie shop was called The Zone. It was like a peanut butter banana.
That's
like,
such a
protein.
specific name for a smoothie. It sounds
Right?
like a
Yeah,
cool shop.
that's kind of strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a local place? It's not a brand. Like.
It's no longer existing.
like, oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
it's gone now.
Yeah.
As soon as I quit,
Oh,
like
really?
they went down. So I
You
was
were
like,
carrying that.
Yeah,
they were carrying that
you had
place.
to be-
I was definitely
Yeah.
carrying that place, and
Yeah.
thank God I got out of
That
there.
could have been like the iCarly, like what's the equivalent? Like where they would go show up and like do shows there. I don't even know what it's called, but like you could have turned that into like,
Yeah.
hey, we can do our live shows here. It's like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Now it's a charcuterie place and a wine shop, so that's where I go to
Oh,
get all
wow,
my
really?
stuff.
Oh,
So, like,
wow.
and it's just
Why?
not even joking. It's literally across like the dirt path to my studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just like
really?
right there.
It's
Nice.
it's just
Oh,
right
that's cool.
there.
So we've never had a really set band
Yeah.
name. Like
yeah,
we still
it
don't.
was just us, like a group.
Yeah, like we have
Yeah.
a name. We try to call ourselves Midnight Radio, and it's like
Oh,
okay,
that's dope.
it's a
That's
decent
dope.
name,
I like
yeah.
that.
But it was
I
literally.
personally, I like it. Everyone else.
I
likes
love
it.
it.
I
see
like
the
it. I
t-shirt.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good name, and it's got a good aesthetic. Like I could picture like our album covers and stuff. You know, like just
Oh, yeah.
just very aesthetics, not like super our sound or anything.
Mhm.
But it was the reason why I'm like, it's impartial with it because it's something that we literally just came up with in a group chat. Like,
Yeah.
what should our band name be? Like, you know, like
Yeah,
it's not
just
really
one day.
that. Like, you know, like it's kind of like unorthodox when you're just like typing stuff out and then something's like, I kind of like that one. You know, like
Yeah.
it's kind of better to have like an origin story with it. But like, it's a decent name.
Our origin story is just horrible. It's like somebody
Yeah.
said it. Oh, that's cool. Well,
Yeah.
we'll go with
No,
that.
It was
I'm the
literally,
same way.
yeah,
I'm the same way.
you
Like,
actually have a
No,
good
that's
origin
cool,
story
right?
there, so.
since we all kind of like got together by like music and stuff, what instruments do you guys play?
I'll go first. Just
Yeah, go
drums.
first. Just
I
drums?
want to learn keyboard really bad, like or just
What's
piano.
instrument?
Yeah, like I don't know anything. He's actually also. I think he plays that too. I'll let him speak. but,
Yeah,
like, I just do drums.
First instrument I learned was actually piano. I
Yeah.
took it in high school. I was 14, like freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, actually, I signed up for the guitar class. Didn't get guitar. I got fucking piano instead. They just like that's cool. No, we're gonna do this. Yeah, yeah, and like the music classes, like guitar, piano, are mostly for like upperclassmen for like electives.
Yeah.
So I was like one of like I think one of the 3 freshmen in that class. So I started playing piano from there, and how I got into guitar was with these seniors. They used to sit in front of me, and they were like, I guess like in our place, like they were gonna start a band together. They all play guitar, their own instruments.
Yeah.
And they actually played it at like a pep rally.
Oh, dope.
So the kid was like, holy
Not
fuck.
the middle 8 man, right? Not the middle 8 man.
No, not him. They all play at this pep rally, and I was like, so fucking cool. And that got me into guitar.
Yeah.
And I picked up because of those seniors. So I kind of owe it to them actually. So
Yeah.
it was piano
That's-
first, and then
that's cool.
guitar, and then pretty much those two. And then I can't pick up a bass if I want to.
I play electric really rarely because I used to play it all the time, but I like to have my nails long. So
Oh,
when I'm
really?
not cutting, so it's really
Okay.
hard for me to play with long nails. I can still play, but it's just like it hurts.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But
I
yeah.
love having short nails because
Really?
of guitar. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So.
No, I love long nails, so that's why I play my bass the most. I love
That makes
bass.
sense, yeah.
Like Flea, probably one of my favorite basses ever.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
Flea. And then I play keyboard. So I taught myself keyboard when I was, I want to say 13.
Oh, you taught yourself?
Yeah, I taught myself.
wow.
And guitar too. I was actually
I taught
in
myself
band.
guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in band from 6th grade to senior year.
Oh, band?
Band. I was in band, jazz band, and choir. So I did all that.
That's crazy.
Don't do this.
6 years? Damn.
Yeah, 6 years. But don't do this, kids. What I did in middle school, I used to skip classes, especially English and math, to go to my band class and practice.
Okay.
And the teacher was chill with it?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
My band teacher, his name was Mr. Lafarga, and he was actually my sister's choir teacher, too.
Oh, cool.
So he's been in the music stuff for years. And it was cool because my band room in middle school was covered in Beatles and Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
really? It was like, I was like, oh my god, like I listened to Beatles and Led Zeppelin before that because my parents.
Yeah, that would have been so sick if I saw something like that.
Yeah, it was really big room too, like.
Yeah, band rooms are huge.
Huge
my high
room.
school's band room was kind of big.
Yeah. But it was cool. Like, he used to always, like, accept me. He's like, oh, you skip class today? And I'm like, yeah, I want to play my bass.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's actually sick.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, those, like, award things, like, teachers can, like, take you out to, like, a lunch and stuff, like, in the NPR room or something. He always took me because I was so dedicated. And I was like, I love talking about music, and I love the Beatles and Led Zeppelin, all older music. Like, my parents... generation, because I grew up on it,
right?
And he always like admired me all the time, cool, and I hope he's still teaching and out there because he was like the best band teacher ever. And then high school, I was more loose with it because I was getting into other things like more art wise. I mean, I was always into art, but like I wanted to like slow down music a little bit because I went really hard through middle school and then like halfway through high school because. We did like competitions, like we performed at Disneyland, like parades and stuff, and like championships, like for like out of state stuff, and it was pretty cool, But and then high school, I was like, you know what, I need to figure out what I really want to do too. Like when I graduate, I need to figure out what I want to do. So I was like, you know what, art has always been there for me, so. Kind of went into art stuff, and it's really funny because when I teach people, like, oh my god, like you're a really good artist. I mean, I enjoy that compliment, but I don't want to think myself like I'm not too cocky in that way.
Right, sure,
I don't want to be like
I know.
Show off.
I kind of get that too. Like I'm not trying to like distract from you or anything, or make it about me by any means. But like a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but you've seen like a couple random people hop in the streams.
Sorry.
You've seen a couple people hop in the streams like. Like, I actually think you are a good streamer, you know, like, or this and that.
Yeah.
But, like, I always think to myself, like, there's so much more, you know, like, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. So it's like, you know, like, you kind of, like, I will give myself some credit, you know, like, I'm not trying to be, like you said, cocky or anything.
Yeah.
So, I have that mindset where it's just like, I guess it's most people. I feel like most humble people are just like, you know, they don't like being that, like, overly analytical about their own
I don't like to get attention, like, especially, like, going back to Instagram. I didn't know my page would blow up like the way it did. I'm literally a teenager made an Instagram page for a band that doesn't even exist anymore. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, it really blew up in college because I started posting my art on there. And people, because I started posting Nirvana art in college. I was like, oh, I'm getting a little more confident in painting and drawing, so you know what, let me just post it. Like overnight, just blew up.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how did you find that success? Because like even as a meme page, quote unquote, like
2 week lifespan.
No, like to be honest, okay, so my Instagram page, SpaceX Witch.
Yeah.
That page was like when I first started, it was like personal. Like I did like me, my family, like on trips or whatever, whatever. And then I started doing like a Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson, so I did a fan page for him and the Beatles and like Led Zeppelin, and that didn't really like fall through. It wasn't like really permanent. So I was like, oh whatever. It was just posting because I liked their music. And then Nirvana, I started posting. I've always loved Nirvana since I was like five or six.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I mean I'm born in the late '90s, but I grew up on Nirvana and stuff. Yeah. Like I remember watching Smells Like Teen Spirit come on MTV when MTV still played music.
Man, that's kind of cool.
Right?
I'm born in 2001. I wanted to live in the MTV era. Like I
was born in '99, but like early '99.
Okay. Yeah, so MTV was still around.
Yeah, MTV was still around. So like when I was like going to school, they still played it, and I was like, oh my god, like this band's awesome.
I used to watch. It wasn't MTV. It was VH1.
Yeah, VH1. Yeah,
VH1. That's what I would watch. They would do like top 25 songs of the week, and like I would watch it every week. I did too. It was so.
It was like in the morning. I would see that too.
That's how I would like, because I didn't really have my own music player or anything like that. That's how I would listen to my music like that, and then the radio on the way to somewhere with my mom.
That's like the closest thing I guess we had to an MTV sort of thing.
Yeah, I had VH1 too, and then I had MTV, but it was crazy because I remember like the first time I ever saw like Nirvana on TV. I mean, they weren't existing anymore, but the music videos were.
MTV would still put it.
Yeah, so I was sitting. I had like this little coffee table in my like living room area, and I was watching TV, and I was eating cereal and before school, and I was like, oh my god, what is this band? This band's awesome. It smells like Teen Spirit playing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. My mom's like, oh, that's Nirvana. And I was like, who's Nirvana? I've like never heard of them before. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's Nirvana. It's a really good band. Yeah. And then my sister had CDs of them. Because my sister was born in 92, so she grew up during that whole thing. Yeah. So she has CDs, and then my dad, too. My dad, we had so many CDs and stuff. And so I started listening to them. I had like MP3 players and CD players, and I played them, and I just fell in love with Nirvana. I just love like their tone of. A lot of people think they're like aggressive because of grunge or whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, no, it's not like the point.
Yeah, if anything, they're like some of the softer like grungy stuff that you could hear. Yeah.
Yeah, like especially like Unplugged. I feel like if Nirvana was still here today, they went acoustic. That would be like the greatest thing ever. Yeah. Like, Unplugged's one of my favorite albums ever, and it was pretty cool, because, like, I mean, everyone's used to them, like, yelling and being loud and rowdy and stuff, but seeing them like that, especially with Alice in Chains, too, I was like, wow, like, it's pretty cool to have, like, loud bands and go like quiet and still sound as good or even better, to be honest.
Also, like,
But yeah, like, going back to, like, me, like, wanting to start music, I love Guitar Hero. Still to
oh my god, dude, that also was a big part of my life too.
Guitar Hero.
I played Lego Rock Band. That's what
really?
Yeah, that was my Guitar Hero. But I love that, so I had it on my DS too.
My game was the Rock Band, the Beatles.
Oh, yes, I wanted that game so much.
That one too, because Herman had it at his house. That's when I used to come. Yeah, I've known my other good friend Herman since like first grade, and his parents, thankfully, like he said, his dad was in the punk band and everything. They were all up on the Beatles and the Strokes already. Like they were us, but 30s, 40s. Not like it's a bad thing. But
they already
knew, so they got him on it like when he was in first grade. Like he was already listening to the
good
Beatles
parenting.
Yeah, and, like they were really cool. And so what would happen was I would go to his house and he had the Beatles Rock Band. Mm-hmm. That's literally how I learned the Beatles. Like I had no idea. I don't think I knew who the Beatles were until I met him.
Wow, that's so crazy. Yeah. When I got Guitar Hero, I had 3, 5, and World Tour.
I had 3.
Really?
Yeah.
When I had 5, you got to unlock characters like Kurt, Slash, Carlos Santana, all of them.
Okay. Wow.
And when I just remember when I unlocked Kurt, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like, this is so dope.
Yeah.
And so, like, perform his songs, like, while he was up there performing it, too, but we were playing it,
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, it felt like an actual, like, concert, because I play my shit loud.
Yeah. I mean.
No, like, I'm, like, jamming out to, like, a big guitar.
I mean, you're a little kid. You're seeing that on screen. It's like interactive.
Yeah,
you feel like a fucking rock star, man.
Yeah, and I give a lot of credit to my parents and my grandparents for making me like a musician or artist too. Like I grew up on my mom and dad's music, like Elvis and Beatles and Zeppelin and all that. But instrument wise, I credit my dad and my grandpa. My dad's dad. My grandpa gave me my first guitar at 9 or 10 years old. Oh, it was an acoustic, and I was like, I love electric, but getting an acoustic, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I have a guitar, I can play it. Yeah. And I just like fuck around, like I didn't know what I was doing. I took band and choir for 6 years, right? Yeah. Or more than that, from 6th grade to 12th. Yeah. I still don't know how to read music to this day. I can read tabs, but like music notes.
Oh, you can't.
I can't read music.
Really?
Yeah.
I have like the equivalent like a first grader, I suppose, in terms of like music.
Yeah, so he's
I know like because
you got more than me.
Because of like piano class, like I can see like little boop, 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 I can like read like the little boops and whatever, but like
that's why I'm so glad. That's why I'm so glad I ended up on drums, because like if I tried to do that stuff, like drums you could literally just like
there is actual like music like notation for drums.
There is, but you don't necessarily need it.
It's different,
and you don't need it.
Yeah, I can read it. I'm not a drummer, but
like for me, drums has always been listen and then
do
the same. Yeah, listen and play.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and I was really into like when I first got really into the Beatles, I loved Paul McCartney's bass. Oh, yeah. And my dad got me like a miniature little like bass of his. I was like a
like a little shelf knick-knack?
Yeah. So I was like in love with that. I was like, how awesome is that? And then I was like, one day I'm gonna own that actual guitar. One day I will.
The Hofner.
The Hofner, bass Hofner. And my 22nd birthday this year, came downstairs and opened up all my presents, and my dad's like, oh, that's it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And he's like, oh, wait, I think there's something upstairs.
One more thing.
I was like, wait, what? One more thing? I'm like, this is a lot already. Comes downstairs and it's wrapped, and I'm like, in a case. And I was like, I know that shape of the case.
Yeah, you see a big
Yeah, and I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Because I've been talking about it ever since then, like over like 15 years. And he comes down, he places it on the table, he's like, there you go. And I'm like, oh my God, I know it's a guitar, but what kind is it? Yeah. I opened it, and I was like this,
I can't imagine.
and like in tears. And I was like, you got me the Hofner bass. He's like, it's from your grandpa. He passed it down to you. Oh, and it's now your turn to keep it.
No way.
And I was like, so I was literally like this, and I was like, there's no way. I got my dream bass I've been talking about for over a decade, and he got it for me.
That's insane.
Yeah, my dad and my parent, both my parents are amazing. Like they do so much, and they go through hell and back to raise all three of us, and they got us everything we ever wanted. And even if we worked for it too, like they're like, you got to work for what you want, and I went by what they told me, and I'm like, my parents, like, I give them all the credit.
That's beautiful. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's a great story.
But I play it all the time, and I love it. It's like the greatest thing in the world. It's like my pride and joy, really.
So did your grandpa have that the whole time, or
he had it the whole time? I didn't know.
Oh wow!
I didn't know he had it, and my dad's like, here you go. It's from Grandpa. We call him Grandpa Angel. It's not his name, but we always called him Grandpa Angel.
He sounds like an angel.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's the coolest guy ever. And he's like, it's from Grandpa Angel. And I'm like, oh, cool, like another bass or guitar. Opened it, and it was a Hofner. And I was like, no way. Oh,
wow, he must have had that in his head. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then my dad's like, I've been talking to your grandpa for months now, begging him to have me buy it from him.
He wanted it as much as you.
Yeah, because my grandpa has tons of guitars and basses and so many instruments, and it was hard for him to give him up, but he knew how passionate I was about bass, and my dad begged my grandpa, can I please buy it off of you to give it to her? And he finally gave it up.
That's sick.
Yeah. What's your guys' top 5 bands or artists? Bands or artists?
There probably a lot of a lot
favorite
of
or most listened to.
Probably favorite.
Favorite, okay.
Or both. Doesn't matter.
When you said that, I just the thought of the Spotify most listened to one.
For sure. That's a good gauge, but the Strokes, because I got into them, and what I was trying to say was they're my most listened to, and it's by far because before I got Spotify, I had the Strokes on my iPod, and I played them for months before I even got Spotify. So it's even more that's not counted by Spotify.
Yeah.
You know? And then the Beatles probably up there too, and then probably honestly Tame Impala, MGMT, and Mac DeMarco.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
My bass, the one you like, I named it Kevin after Tame Impala.
Oh really? That's cool.
Because I was in that phase in college. I was like, I love Tame Impala.
Yeah, top 3. Yeah. The Beatles, the Strokes, and Tame Impala probably.
Yeah.
My top 5, I like the Beatles. It's the Strokes.
Classics.
I like Interpol. Have you heard of them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love their first album, Turn on the Bright Lights.
Yeah.
One of my favorite albums of all fucking time. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Dude. Turn on the Bright Lights is amazing. But Interpol. And this one gets hazy. I don't know what else to add after those top 2.
Yeah, this is a lot. It's a good amount.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Because I like those three a lot. Maybe Nirvana.
Yeah.
And then
the Strokes or the Beatles are
maybe
really
Soundgarden.
given.
I like Soundgarden a lot. Yeah. So maybe those are my top 5.
I think my 5, definitely Beatles for sure. Yeah. Beatles, Nirvana, obviously.
Yeah.
The Gins, my best friends. The Gins.
Sure, right now, right?
Yeah.
Merch.
They're really sick. Wait, really? That's from them?
Shout out to the Gins,
Yeah.
What the heck?
Shout out to the Gins.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
my
crazy.
best friends. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, they're really cool.
I
listened to their.
Following you as soon as
I called their hotline.
Really?
I called that one hotline that they had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to it. It was really cool.
You did?
Yeah. The Christmas. It was a Christmas
song,
right?
Christmas one.
Shit, no way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bands don't really do that nowadays. That's kind of cool, and I'll call it.
They're the coolest, and I love them all. But it was cool. We hung out for a few days when they were here on tour, and it was the best time of my life. It was really crazy too because it was right before COVID and all that shit happened. So I got to experience a lot.
So around the same time then.
Yeah, it was. It was actually. I just now realized it was actually tomorrow 2 years ago.
Oh really?
Yeah, we met in person. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, in November. So
That's sick.
we got to hang out and. It was the coolest time of my life.
Wow. Wait, so I thought you had known them because they were local. They don't live here at all.
No, they're from Canada. They're from
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
About them from the first place.
So I was I think I was in at home painting like for like a project in college, and I was like, who's blowing up my phone? And it was my friend Ben from the Jin's band. That's their tag for their Instagram. And I was like, oh, they're liking all my posts, because at the time I was on Nirvana page.
Oh, okay.
So he was blowing up like liking all my posts, and I was like,
I was gonna say, because you knew him, but like you didn't know him.
I didn't know him at all. This is like 2018,
at the start,
yeah, like early 2018. And at the time I was like shouting out like smaller bands, because at that time I was doing my band stuff. So I was like shouting out other bands from like out of the state, country, and like posting like their songs on my stories or actual posts.
That's actually really sick.
Yeah, so I was doing little shout outs, and then I realized I saw in the name band, and I was like, oh, they're a band. Let me go check them out. So I went on his page and saw like their Spotify link was hooked up onto their bio. Clicked on it, and I checked out one of their songs, and one of the first songs I listened to was called Spooky Skeletons, and I love it to this day. And I was like, holy shit, like this band's so dope, like it's awesome. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give him a shout out. So I took a screenshot on my Spotify, the song I was listening to, tagged him on my story, and I was like, hey, go check out this band, they're fucking dope. And you guys would probably like them, it's like your music like genre and stuff. So yeah, so I tagged him, and then right away he texted me. He's like, oh, thanks for the shout out. And I was like, holy shit, you actually messaged me back? Like, that's awesome. That's cool. No other bands do like that. I'll shout them out. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, whatever. Really? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm like, you cocky. He just wanted to shout out, whatever. But yeah, no, he messaged me right away. And I was like, oh, cool, awesome. And then we were talking for a bit, and I was like, oh, yeah, your music's pretty dope. And he's like, yeah, we're working on the album and stuff right now. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I can't wait to go. And then, so, after that, we've just been so close, like, talking all the time. Yeah. And then he sent me all his band merch, and I was like, cool. This is so awesome. I'm gonna,
that's
like,
a sick shirt, too,
yeah,
for
I
their
love
band.
the shirt.
I do like shirt, yeah.
I wear it all the time, like, everywhere I go, like, out of state, theme parks. I wear it to like, promote, you know?
Yeah, get it out there, get it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's some sick-ass merch. I'd wear them.
Yeah, oh, yeah. He gave me this and another one. It's a white one, but the design's black. So, it's pretty dope. And he gave me his vinyls, and then,
nice.
It's pretty dope.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I have, he written me a handwritten note, and I have it on my wall. And
really?
That's so
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then he's like, one day, hopefully I get to go down there to California and hang out with you and, like, come see one of my shows. And it's like, yeah, hopefully, like, because you live so far away and, like, you live out of the country. I mean, you're still on the West Coast, but...
I thought you guys had already, like, been friends and, like, it was one of your friends that got into a band. That's what I thought it was,
No. Yeah, he's from Vancouver, so, yeah, I never been out of the country, so hopefully I can get to go out there and see one of their shows. But yeah, because at the time I was really into Mac DeMarco and all that stuff too, so I was promoting like Mac before, you know, like he got really big too back then. So I was like, oh yeah, and he's like, oh, I met Mac DeMarco before. I'm like, what? And he sent me a photo. He was like, hey, I'm Mac, and I was like, holy shit, no way.
That's cool.
Crazy.
And then after we met,
I was sorry about Mac. Later.
Did you meet him?
Almost.
I'm gonna cry. I want to meet Mac so bad.
I was close.
But yeah, I got to meet his other best friend. His name is Young Keezy. He's like a really like cool, he kind of like Mac DeMarco sounding type of music. And I got to meet him too right before he blew up. And I met him in Los Angeles at this little show place called The Factory. It was like an actual like factory of food. Like it smelled like onions and like potatoes. I was like, what the hell is this? And it was like in a room, and it was like the tiniest room. I always say like 2 of your rooms put together. Oh, really? That's how fun the venue was. I love venues like that, like close and personal, because it's like, oh my god, it's so cool and it's loud and
that's like punk vibes.
Oh yeah. Like, it was dope.
Like a basement type.
Yeah, pretty much. And my Mac experience was like, it was outside. It was the day this old dog came out. The record came out.
It was really cool. It was the day.
It was Poppy and Harrods. It's like a
Palm Springs.
Yeah, no, it's like,
it's not the Palm.
It's like in the desert of California.
Indio.
I think
is it Indio?
I think it is. It's like a restaurant, but outside they have like kind of like an outside like patio, and you have like a little stage. Yeah. And that's where Mac played. And I remember like it took a little while to get there. It's me and my friend Herman, our friend Herman. It was us two and like his older brother. We pulled up to like the parking lot. We kind of like we like have our tickets. We get in. And my friends were like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And there's like these porta potties. And as we're walking there, Mac like walks like this a couple steps away from us. Walks. He parked his car. Oh shit.
Is that mine?
He parked his car right next to like the porta potties. He like parked it up right there. Like opens his trunk. He like gets his things out. And I'm like, holy shit, he's
that,
right here.
Is that
Yeah, I'm like 15 years old, so like I'm terrified of walking up to him.
Yeah.
I would have now, but like.
But also at the same time,
shit,
that's
yeah.
a respectful thing to do because like once one
Yeah.
person notices, hey, wait a second.
Yeah,
people
you
just
gotta
way
respect
warm.
like
Yeah.
their privacy.
Yeah.
Also,
you know?
it was like before the show started, so like he's probably like prepping like last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to do it, but like he's there. Getting
But
stuff
it
out,
is also
walks
cool.
away.
It is also cool
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, can I get a really quick like 10-second
Yeah.
picture with him, and then he
Yeah.
goes on stage. And
Yeah,
you're
but like,
hey.
yeah, he walked like right in front of me. It was very cool, and I was like, holy shit, it's Mac! It's holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god. I'm like 15-year-old, freaking out, but yeah, I was very close. And then after the show, we were like, okay, we want to meet him now.
Yeah.
Like me and my friend, but he was swarmed the fuck. Like,
Yeah,
just
of course.
Huge flies. Like, oh, never mind. But like, I have the memory though, being like him being right in
That's
front of me.
cool,
It was very
like-
That is really cool. Yeah.
It's always the moments when it's like
yeah.
there's
like,
no
wait,
photo
is
or
it?
video.
Yeah, it's like nobody's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
nobody
living
else is
in the
noticing-
moment.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Like
Yeah.
nobody else noticed him. It was like,
Yeah.
I mean, they probably maybe did, you know, but like,
Yeah.
it's
You live
cool to think
tell
like
the
that.
tale.
Yeah, I almost said hi. Yeah.
This is nowhere near
Yeah.
comparable. But do you guys, Drake and Josh, you know the
Yeah,
show Drake and
yeah.
Josh? I was the same exact situation with Drake from Drake and
Oh,
Josh.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
he was at this is not the same thing at all. It's not that exciting. It's just my only other experience aside from the King Gizzard thing, which I'll tell right now
Oh
too.
yeah.
But like he was doing like a meet and greet at like a Creamistry, I think it's called. I don't know if you've heard
Oh,
of that.
yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
yogurt place, like a frozen yogurt shop. Like it's a little small thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was Drake Bell 2 years ago, so it may be a little different now.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys have
yeah,
heard about
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 2 years ago was fine, and so
Now it's like
yeah, and so I
Drake.
was. It was like something my coworkers wanted to do because she really liked Drake Bell,
Oh.
and so she was like, "He's doing a meet and greet, and it's in like San Marcos, so it's like really close."
Oh, wow.
And so we went,
Okay.
and like we were waiting outside, and there's actually like a pretty good size of people, maybe like like 50, 100 almost. Just waiting outside, and then we're like in the back kind of area, like if the store. It was like a L-shaped lot, like all the stores are lined up like this.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And we were like waiting, like by the corner, and then we see a car pull up. Obviously, didn't think anything of it. A couple guys walk out,
It's him.
and then like it's two guys in a suit, and we're like, that's kind of weird. And then like for a split second, like you could see Drake getting, like we saw Drake getting out of the car, and this is misleading because it sounds like Drake the singer. It's not Drake the singer.
Not
Drake
Drake.
Bell.
Yeah, Drake Bell, unfortunately. And,
second best Drake.
and yeah, he just walks out. Like the crowd was right in front of him, and he's like walking right here. And like I guess he
one.
thought like element of like blending into like
Would
being,
help?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like because nobody noticed him. He walked straight into the
Really?
Yeah, nobody
Oh,
noticed
shit.
him. But as soon as he walked through the door, he was like, "Wait, is that Drake?" And then everybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
else
everyone
okay.
freaked
but
out,
like
yeah.
for that minute, like he was walking like the good like 10 seconds.
You
He
were
was
like,
walking
oh,
from the
shit.
car to
Yeah.
there. Like it was just us, like our group, because we were like way
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah.
And like we all saw him like, is that Drake? Like it's
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
probably the same exact
Yeah.
thoughts you had. Like wait,
Yeah,
is that
yeah,
Drake?
like, yeah. For a couple of seconds, it was like, is that Mac? No way.
And like
Yeah.
it was like should I walk up to him?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's that inner conflict. Those
Yeah.
first couple
Yeah.
seconds. Yeah.
And so
It's pretty
yeah.
cool to like meet like your favorite like artist or
Yeah.
band too. Like
Oh, dude, yeah.
I've seen this band called Japanese Breakfast twice. I actually just
Oh,
recently saw
yeah.
her.
Oh yeah, I just saw you posted with the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her last month with my friend Maya. We're both like huge fans of Japanese Breakfast. And the first time we saw her was in West Hollywood in 2018 when she first like started getting big.
Okay.
And we were in the pit area called the theater was called La Fonda, I think, in West Hollywood.
Okay.
It's actually a really cool theater. It's like really gothic and
Oh really? Oh wow.
cool looking, like super dark, like
that fits,
edgy.
That fits you.
Yeah, I'm like, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that venue. But yeah, we went in there and we were in the pit, and she was performing one of my favorite songs called "This House" and also "Till Death."
Okay.
And it's about like her thanking like her husband for like
Oh.
picking her up during her hard times because
Yeah.
I guess like her mom passed away right
Oh,
before,
man.
like 2 weeks after they got married,
Oh.
and she made an album about like her grieving and
Oh.
all that stuff and how her husband like
Yeah.
this was like kept her going, you know. And she came into the crowd like kind of like crowd surfing, but she
Yeah.
came over like this. She held the mic like singing, and then she was going like this, like holding people's hands. She looked at me and she like went like this and was like, hold my hand.
Oh,
She
no
was
way.
singing like my favorite line during like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I was sobbing.
Oh,
Every
God.
both times I saw her, I sobbed like a baby.
Aw.
And it was like one of the best like concerts ever. And then last month when I saw her again, we got pit area also. We saw her in San Francisco, so
Yeah.
we were there. And she like looked at me like she kind of like remembered me, and I was like, oh my god,
my
no
God.
way.
Really?
But yeah,
Oh,
but she didn't come in like on our side of the crowd. But she like looked at me like that face, like, oh, I kind of remember you.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
and it was
Wow.
cool, but it was crazy because that was like my first concert since the pandemic,
Okay.
and I lost it because I love going to concerts.
Yeah.
Like I love
Yeah, I would
going
imagine
out.
you're that type. Yeah. To
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and plus like your first concert back after this is like one of your favorite bands.
Yeah.
And I like, I lost. I was like a stargaze. Like I was like, what the fuck?
It was like out of a dream.
Yeah, I was like.
The only story I was gonna say, like, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
The only time we ever did anything like that, I'm pretty sure you've only been to the McNamara concert, this concert, and then
King Gizzard concert.
You didn't go to that Interpol one with Herman?
No, that was him and his brother.
Oh, it was him and his brother. Oh,
yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
So we've only gone to those. I've only gone to another one with Logic and.
You saw Logic?
Yeah, it wasn't by choice, but I mean, he was alright. You know, like, it wasn't like I went to see him. I just happened to. My friend had an extra ticket. But we went to a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard concert. I don't know if you've heard of them. Mm-hmm. They're like, similar Australian rock band. Yeah. Very, very cool guys. Like super dedicated, like their work ethic is insane. Mm-hmm. Like I don't understand how they made 5 albums in 2017. 5, and they're not like like just like putting something out there. They're like 5 distinct like different sounding hours. Like you could listen to, you could have a favorite one of like they're all like full albums.
I love bands like that.
Yeah,
that's so dedicated.
They have like 14 albums under the belt at this point. Like probably more.
You're good for retirement.
Yeah, they're really cool. But we saw them live in person like in 2018 too.
Yeah.
I think it was the first day of summer 2018 or second day. First or second day. Yeah, it was right after school ended because I posted my thing on June 1st. Okay. So it must have been like around there. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you've seen it on my page. That's what I was getting at. Is we met them after the show because it was like a small venue, like I said, just like a kind of like an auditorium-sized room. Yeah. I guess I don't know if that's small for a venue. It's probably like average size. It was a good size. Yeah. But like the show was over and whatever, and we parked like behind the venue in the back parking lot, like way back. Yeah. And so we were walking back from the venue, like our ears like ringing because the music was so loud. It was so fucking loud. It was so. That's still like the loudest thing I've ever like put up. And
me too.
I made that joke too because it's like. We couldn't hear each other like fucking speak like in front of each other. So I pulled up my note on my phone. I pulled up my notes on my phone and I was like, our school pep rallies are still louder than this. For whatever reason, our pep rally fucking, you know what I'm talking about? The auditorium boys. Yeah.
The fucking speakers are.
Anyway, the shitty joke aside, we were walking to our car, back from our car after the concert, and like the back of the venue was doors was just open, and like we were kind of walking. There's a couple like a crowd of people behind us too.
Their van was outside.
Yeah, their van was there and everything. Like that's where they would probably like leave right there. Yeah. And so as we're walking out, literally one by one member just start walking out like this, like welcoming people, like because they can see all the people leaving. Yeah. And we're just like, wait a second. I think Isaac R noticed it first.
They're also pretty tall. They're like 6 foot.
Yeah, they're Australian, so like huge.
Oh yeah, they're tall.
So I mean, you kind of see them like, it's them.
And like you could, I mean, we saw him on stage. Like you could tell, like the hair, like Stu is pretty.
Yeah,
he's like very what's the word like. Distinct character. Like you see him, you'd be like, oh, that's him. And so we met him. Like they just walked out, and like we were one of the first like maybe like 20 people to like talk to them, and then they got swarmed by the crowd. Like so we were right before that. Yeah. I think we were like like first few people to notice, and then we just got in.
A picture of them.
Yeah, and like I didn't try to waste their time or not take up that much time, so I just snapped a picture and he signed my shirt.
That's so
I have never worn that shirt. I still haven't worn that shirt to my closet.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't wear that either. No.
For sure. Got it framed.
But that was like our only experience because I thought that was super cool because that was my first concert ever. I'd never been to a concert or anything, and you meet them first.
Yeah, that's a perfect experience.
Dope. Yeah, it couldn't have gotten better. Yeah.
I think my favorite concert that I've ever been to was Ozfest. I went to Ozfest with my coworkers, the one I was in the band with, my best friend Chandler, my best friend Eric, and then my best friend Kelly. We all went. Literally, like we got the tickets like the day after we talked about it. I was like, I want to go see Ozzy. It was Ozzy Osbourne. It was Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, and Korn.
Oh yeah. Ozfest. Not fuck around. Dude.
It was like the dopest fucking show I've ever been to. And I was talking to my friend Eric at work. We were all working. I was like, I really want to go see Ozzy. Like, who knows? Ozzy's old. Like, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And at that time, he was having like really bad health issues. And I was like, oh fuck, I want to go see Ozzy before something happens to him. Yeah. So my friend's like, buy our tickets. We get paid Friday. Buy our tickets. I'm like, okay. We did. We're at work on our computer buying the tickets. We used the printer. We're like, yes, we got the tickets. Yeah. And we like cleared the history. Like, oh shit, we want to manager or boss to find out. Yeah. But I mean, no one was there because that was a shitty ass job. But we got it, and we went, and it was like there was a show outside in the parking lot, like smaller bands opening, and then there was also bands opening inside too. It was like the fucking show I've been to. And when I think the first person who came out was Korn. Yeah, Korn came out. And they performed Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus, the song from Nightmare Before Christmas. They have a cover.
But they have a
cover of that song.
They covered it. Okay.
Yeah, and they played it, and I lost it. I was like, oh my god! Yeah. And then after that was, I believe, Marilyn Manson. I saw him. He was really good too. Yeah. And then after that was Rob Zombie. He woke everybody up. He was like, it was crazy. He came out. And he's like, I'm sorry, guys. I was late. I had food poisoning. And if I'm dancing around and I throw up on you, that's okay because I'm fucking Rob Zombie. And he was so dope. And it was like the craziest show ever. And then Ozzy came out, and we were trying to get in the mosh area to go and get over there. But security was there, and we were like, we ain't going to take the chance. Yeah. So. But yeah, it was cool. It was like one of the craziest shows I've ever been to.
No, Ozzy, I mean, nowadays especially, it's like an honor to see him at one point.
Oh, yeah. You know I mean? And it's funny too because Ozzy, because a lot of people doesn't understand what he's saying when he's talking.
Yeah, it's like a meme. It's like a meme.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen.
Have you seen clips of him? Yeah. He's like very like British, has a very heavy accent, but also like mumbles.
He also slurs, yeah.
So it's like
sharing. That's all you hear.
What the fuck he's saying? But like when he sings though, he's actually like somewhat like intelligible. Like,
you can hear. It was fucking hilarious because we went for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Like, it was, like, going into New Year's Day. Okay. So we were there at midnight. Yeah. And he's like, okay, at midnight, we're going to say... And then after that, we didn't know what he was saying after. we couldn't understand. He's like, when the clock strikes midnight, we're going to scream. And then we didn't know what the hell he was saying. And we were all saying, what? What did you say?
The whole crowd was like, yo, what?
And then he started singing, and we're like, we can understand you when you're singing. Yeah. But when you're talking, we cannot understand a word you're saying.
The entire crowd just being like, wait, what?
No, it was funny because we're like, what? What are you saying?
That's funny.
It was so funny. And then his son Jack was there, and we could see him laughing
because he sees this same thing. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it was a really fun show. Yeah. It's cool because a lot of people think like, oh, like these metalheads or like really like rock and roll people are like hard asses. No, when I went, everyone was like the chillest group ever. They had like beach balls or balloons in there, and there was like big ass dudes like looked like they were gonna beat your ass or something. But they were like the softest. Yeah, they were like having fun. Oh, you see, you don't judge people by the way they look. That's they're really cool. Yeah. Everyone there was the coolest.
Yeah, I guess especially in like a concert setting, it's like very friendly. And people like most of the time like look after each other.
Oh, exactly.
It's like good etiquette. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people were like afraid of me and my friends to go to that concert.
Oh yeah.
It's
fest.
And it's a fest. You got all these like crazy bands, and like, you're fine. You got Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, all of them, Korn, like all the harder people. Yeah. It was like the safest concert I've probably ever been to.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like see the stuff that I post sometimes, because I feel like a lot of the times when I post on streams, like if I'm streaming every day, it's like probably everybody's like swiping.
No,
like, I get it.
When people post it, I view it because like you post it for a reason, and you want people to look at it. So that's why I'm like,
I did like
I need to get better. I do that sometimes.
I did like
I'm bad. I'm horrible.
Me too. I skip a lot of people too. That. But I did a vocal cover for like the first time ever. Like anything music related that I uploaded, I did that. And like having it out there, like I didn't sing the best, I'm not the greatest singer. It's just on my own terms. I don't have a singing instructor or anything. I've never been taught.
It went pretty hard.
People like I got like 1,000 something views, and people were like, "Hey, this is actually like not that bad." And I was like,
"It motivates you to do more." Like, okay,
and it felt confident. It felt really nice to know like, hey, like I can do this. It's like I can sing. I guess that's kind of what it was, but like just music in general. Like I've always wanted to do covers. Like, just get my stuff out there, not just keep talking about it.
1,000%. Yeah, and music too. If it connects people in a way that I guess other people kind of can't. I mean, honestly, we would have met. Period. If it wasn't for Nirvana.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have met because of
Yeah. So it's just and also not only spans like just like world locations, but also like generations and ages.
Yeah.
And like that. Yeah.
You want to be able to meet friends or other bands. Like, I'm glad I met my friends like out of the country. I have friends in Europe and Canada and Spain, all that stuff. Yeah. And like, wow, that's so crazy. Like, I'll never get to meet not to like know you if I didn't know through like Instagram and music and stuff. Yeah.
And like you were saying, like about spreading, like it's not just about like the location or word spread. It's like I don't know if this is really basic, but it's like the vibes that music can give. It's like almost indescribable in comparison to other like forms of media. Like if you watch a show, you could feel like the emotions of the show. Like, but like that's still pretty human. Like if a person's crying on a show and you really like that character and they die or whatever, it's the same type of a feeling of like sadness as a human. But music can like sounds like just sounds like not a person talking, not you don't see anybody. Just sounds in general. Like like a super like heavy synth pad or something like that can make you feel something completely different. And,
it
like,
can provoke something within
it's
you.
uncomparable. Like there's other like a show or thing don't do that.
Like Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I just did a Dark Side of the Moon tier list.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah, on the stream. I'm gonna upload it soon. I've been slacking on editing. I've been streaming.
Let me know because I want to see it.
YouTube is starving for content.
Starving.
I kind of like flip flop to a streamer, and so streaming every night is taking up the time that I would usually have to edit and stuff. But
yeah, Pink Floyd.
I'll get this one out. Don't worry about this one.
Yeah, let me know because I want to watch it. But no, like going back to Pink Floyd, I watched an interview with David Gilmour, Roger Waters, and what's the guy's name?
Richard Wright.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah.
On the piano.
Yeah. Yeah. They were talking about Dark Side of the Moon, and they were like, they didn't think it was a really good album, and then until we sat down, because I think it took a long time to make.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine too.
It did take a little while.
Yeah. And they said once they finished it, they sat down in the studio and went through the beginning to the end. They said they were so proud, and I think Roger said he just recently listened to it again, after years of not listening to it, and he's like, I'm very proud of that piece. And I'm like, you should be, because this album's so popular to this day. I have it on vinyl, and I'm like, this
it never gets old.
I always think about an artist listening to their own stuff, because I don't know if you could tell, a lot of the times with The Strokes specifically, his live performances, it may be up to Julian and his the lead singer and his stuff, but he forgets a lot of the lines, and I'm like, it's your song, how do you? But I'm like, how many times do they actually listen to their own stuff? I've listened to the same song of his 100 times, but I don't think he would be that interested after writing it and going through that process.
I feel like it's this thing too of hearing your voice in a recording.
I don't especially if I watch this, I'm like, my voice is so ugly.
Exactly. But I feel like for a musician, it's the exact same thing.
It probably is that feeling.
Or that's me playing. That's weird.
And people like my voice. What?
Yeah, I imagine it must be something similar.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other people too that just love their stuff. But
apparently, I mean, going to movies and stuff, actors. One of my favorite actors is Johnny Depp. And apparently he's never watched any of his movies because he says he's embarrassed.
That makes sense. I mean,
I'm like, I could not. He's an amazing actor. How can you not? I mean, it's us saying it to him, but to him, it's no.
He's like,
why do people like me?
He's like, that's me on screen to go.
But Johnny Depp said the same thing too, and I'm like, oh.
I guess I kind of had that similar experience of watching my own YouTube videos. You know, it's not the same, but it's there. But I always look back with fond memories just because I know what my head state was at the time of making the video, so it's not that different.
True, you and also have the memories.
And also, I'm not uploading them for some other thousands of people. I'm not a band uploading where I know it's gonna get listened to. At the time when I was making the videos, I was making it for 2 people. So it's
Hey, at least you got your fans.
Making it mostly for yourself at that point,
Yeah.
Speaking of memories, I know Dave Grohl. He talked about Nevermind recently.
Yeah.
Because he wrote a book. And he said that every time he hears on the radio or something, he always thinks of in the studio.
Yeah, what he was wearing.
What they were doing and things like that. So
I couldn't imagine.
It can go both ways.
It can go for anything. If you release a piece of content or work.
Yeah.
And
you could be your biggest fan of your own work. Yeah.
Yeah, and you look back at it, you're gonna remember things the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I couldn't imagine, especially in Dave's shoes, losing a friend and remembering the good times, that was the peak of his life.
Yeah,
most likely.
1,000%.
No, him specifically too.
Yeah.
Also, he was in his early 20s.
The peak of his life. You're in a huge ass band.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's cut off so quick. And I couldn't. And he said in the interviews too, especially in his book. I'm gonna buy his book because I love Dave.
Yeah.
I want to hear his stories
Foo
about
Fighters
it.
is pretty good too.
Yeah, Foo Fighters.
The Foos. Yeah.
The Foos. I'm a Foo head. But in his book, he was talking about. He said, after Kurt passed away, he went to Ireland to just get away. He just wanted quiet. He's like, I couldn't listen to music. He put on instruments away, and
I've heard that too. Yeah,
tore me apart because music to me is everything, and to him, obviously too.
And imagine being in that big, and then all of a sudden,
there's nothing it's your words done.
Right. Yeah.
And then he said he was driving down this path and saw a hitchhiker, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick this guy up, because why not?
Yeah.
I want someone to talk to. Picks the guy up, finds out the guy's wearing a fucking Kurt shirt. And he's in my most loneliest times when I'm alone, Kurt still found my way.
Yeah.
And I fucking lost it.
That's
I was
insane,
crying. And my mom was like, are you okay? I'm like, don't even watch this interview right now because I'm about to lose it again.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's crazy because, I don't know, signs like that, it means something. It's I feel like that was a sign from Kurt saying, keep doing it.
Yeah.
give up. You know, don't give up.
Yeah, I mean,
now look at him. He's in another successful band twice. How do you do that?
Yeah, you
and in Scream too. He was in Scream. It was successful.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, before Nirvana, he was in Scream.
Yeah, on top of that, like he came in like early 20s, like in the process of
like our age.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much. Also, like in the process of making Nevermind. Yeah. So it was like you come in here, you barely join this fucking band, and that work is going to become an iconic masterpiece. Yeah. Like it must be fucking wild, and then the crazy ride from there on. And the only people you have that kind of relate to that is each other, really. Yeah, your band members and then your family, because they know who you really are. I mean, if I was a celebrity, I will get like fans, like, oh my god, I want to meet you, and like getting shaky over you. But I'm like, don't get shaky. I'm a human. Yeah, exactly. I'm a human. I'm just like you. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. And it's just like I make music and. Maybe you do or you don't, but I mean, I'm glad you like my stuff. Like, I get people all the time on Instagram, like, oh my god, like, you're kind of famous. I'm like, I don't want to be called famous. Like, it's weird because some people recognize me, like, in public. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
You've had that? Really?
At Disneyland. At Disneyland. Because I'll post, like, oh, I'm here. Like, if everyone's in the park, come say hi. And when I went with my friend, back, like, I think, last month? Yeah, last month I went. Yeah. People were like, oh my god, are you Space Witch? Because I posted on my story, like, oh, I'm here, you know? Yeah. And people were like, what? You're actually here, yeah. It's really crazy, especially in LA too. When I was in college, that's when my pages started blowing up. People were like, wait, you're Space Witch? I follow you. And I'm like, what? Who are you? What's your page? And I start following him. It's pretty
that's
really
so cool.
It's weird. It's like I don't want to seem famous. Like I couldn't imagine being famous, like famous like them. Because I love going out. Theme parks, beach. I would like my privacy, especially like with my friends and family. Like I just want to spend time with them, but I don't want to be like mobbed. You know, it's weird.
And like you're saying, how like all these people, like you're saying too, they were like early 20s, like literally our age.
Our
age now. Like, can you imagine
still
at your age?
Up.
Yeah, at your age
like, we're
now.
Still like.
Like I'm still a child, you know. Like I'm still basically a child.
I'm a
like,
pure dumbass. I don't know what
like
the fuck.
Straight up, how the hell are they doing this stuff?
From that to like famous all over. I don't know.
It's the same thing with the Beatles. They were like 25 and all those
still,
yeah.
And they made insane. Like Sgt. Pepper like at my age.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. And they look way older.
That blows my mind. Yeah.
They're British.
They're
10 years older naturally.
Going to the Beatles. What is your guys' favorite album by them? Do you have
definitely Sgt. Pepper? It's no question.
Mine too.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, it's pretty basic to say Sgt. Pepper's your favorite, but I literally love every single song on Sgt. Pepper. Well, except for Good Morning, it's alright. But the rest are okay. I mean, the rest are really good. I like Good Morning, but you know.
I do know my favorite song by them though is A Day in the Life, just by far.
And that's off Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah, I know it's off Sgt. Pepper, but like it's just different from I guess a lot of things that they have.
Yeah,
that is such a perfect dude. The whole concept. I could talk about Sgt. Pepper forever.
Me too.
The whole concept of it, the time it came out, you know, its influence and everything. Yeah. But like that is one thing, like the concept album that they kind of like. You know, like popularized, because like, you know, it had existed before, but they definitely popularized it. But then having like it's not like a secret track, but the Sgt. Pepper's End is the song before that, and I thought that's like a genius, like at the time, because like albums do that,
it's like
the reprise, and like imagine listening to that on a vinyl player or whatever, like back in the day or whatever, a record player, and you're like, oh, the album's over, and then you start hearing the sound, and you're like, wait, there's more, and like you think the whole album's over, and then it comes in, and then it's like the best song on the album.
Do you guys have it on vinyl?
I do not
have
it.
I have it.
I want to start
originally from 1967.
Really? Wait, what the fuck?
Come over to my house. We're gonna listen to it.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wait, how did you get that?
My grandpa.
Wow.
I have every single Beatle record from that year it came out.
No way.
Yep, and I have Rolling Stones from the years. I have who else do I have? Beatles, a few Elvis, Black Sabbath.
Oh, Sabbath.
Yeah, I have all like the years they came out. I have them all from my grandpa.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
come
over.
You're on like a fucking gold mine.
Yeah,
that's insane.
You have like 200K.
It's so old to where like you can see like someone sat their cup on it and it's like the ring. Like there's a ring on it. That's how old it is. Like my grandpa probably put like a cup of coffee or something on it.
That's cool.
But no, like if you guys come over.
That's so
we'll
sick.
Listen to
that is so sick, yeah.
And I have the White Album too, and it's like old. It's like falling apart. My Revolver album's like in half. Like it doesn't even like it's not even the book anymore. It's like literally like papers. Yeah. But the vinyls, perfect.
That's
wow,
cool.
that is so sick though. Yeah.
That's fucking really
Come
cool.
over.
I want to start a vinyl collection when I move out.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to ask about your schools though.
Actually.
Yeah, college was like super awesome for me, but also super stressful because I had quarters, no semesters. So
oh, that's right. Yeah.
quarter systems is 10 weeks. Like boom, 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 you're done.
Yeah.
And it's like next semester, whatever.
The UC systems have that quarter system.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. Quarters.
Yeah, it was most stressful because driving to San Diego, also LA at the same time, like every other day.
I can't imagine both traffics too. Both
Oh yeah, I had to leave my house at 2:00 in the morning to get to my class by 8:30.
That's insane.
To LA, and I live like an hour away from LA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much traffic because people going to work and
yeah.
there's movies going on over there. Every time I went to my campus in LA, they were filming something. Like they filmed a commercial for like T-Mobile or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I swore I was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swore I was in it because I was walking past it. I was like, oh shit, I'm in a commercial. They're about to cut me out or something.
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
But yeah, it was annoying too because parking was like always covered by like trailers for like famous people getting ready. And I was like,
really?
I had to park like a block away to walk. I'm like, I'm gonna be late to my class.
You woke up 6 hours early.
I'm still late.
Walking a mile from your class.
Yeah, but it was cool because we got to like work with like really cool people like fashion designers, movies. We were a part of the movie Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I think I remember
to
that.
see it.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it. I've always
Really?
It's a good movie. I like it.
I cry.
I saw it in the theater actually. Pretty good.
I cry every time.
That and then that new Beatles thing that I think either just came out or it's about
the documentary.
to come out. It's about to come out.
I think it's like about to come out.
Yeah.
Is it?
That Beatles thing. I
saw
it a YouTube video saying like it was almost done.
And it's like remastered. It's like
It
footage
looks so
from
good.
like
It looks so
remastered.
good. Yeah,
I'm
but like that,
watching
the Bohemian Rhapsody one too. I've always
Yeah, we
to
did costume design for Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's fucking cool.
And it was crazy too because the guy Rami Malek, the guy who plays Freddie Mercury, he's a very tiny dude. Like I want to say, he's
I've heard, yeah.
like I want to say like probably your height.
Hey,
No, a little bit shorter.
He's small, bro.
So I'm tiny.
No,
Yes.
no, like compared to him, you're a little shorter. But no, but
Yes.
like, I feel like he is shorter than you by a little bit. Probably like a little 2 inches taller than me. I want to say no, he's 3.
How tall are you?
4'11".
4'11"?
Oh,
really?
Okay.
I'm not even 5 foot yet.
You don't even look far. You do not look 4'11".
Really?
I knew somebody who's 4'11",
No.
and they feel like much smaller.
I'm very small, but yeah, he's very small, like in height and skinny. Like I can wear the costume he was wearing.
Really?
Like his costume for Live Aid.
Oh,
the
white
pants
one.
and the wife beater and the little cuff.
Yeah.
I can legit put those pants on.
Oh, really?
That's how small he was. I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
it's crazy because the camera angles make him look like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the height and weight of him, and it's
Freddie
so
was
crazy.
kind of tall, right?
Freddie was tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say like your height or a little bit
Oh,
taller.
really?
Yeah.
He was like taller.
Yeah, Freddie. It was crazy too because the guy Rami, he's a really sweet guy, really like calm and like kind of shy too. Yes, a little bit. Yes and no, from afar.
Oh, from afar.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I got to hear him like speak and stuff. He's a really shy guy, but he's really nice.
Okay. That's
But
cool.
yeah, and we did his costumes for Live Aid, his Freddie's 40th birthday, whatever, which is the crown hat. And
Okay,
the
I
cape.
remember that.
That
yeah.
one. And then one of his costumes from the 70s is like sheer white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
really
I think what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He had long hair.
Yeah, like the white.
Yeah, and it's like a.
wings.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
what we
I
did.
know what you're talking. Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, we have it. It's in our museum in our basement downstairs. We did Aquaman. We did It, the movie It, the clown.
Oh, wow, really?
It was fucking terrifying to see the costume in person. I mean, I don't really care for the movie It, like the newer ones. The older, the original one. Oh, yeah, that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
You don't like the newer ones? I like the first two.
And I just feel like it wasn't scary for me. I don't know.
Oh.
It
No,
wasn't
yeah,
I
it's
think-
definitely not
I
the
think
same.
Bill
It's not the
Skarsgård did pretty
same.
good.
It's
I
not
think
the
he did alright.
same type of horror like you're saying. Like
Yeah.
I can see the preference to like the original.
Yeah, I mean, I still like the movie. It's just like it wasn't as.
Because I was gonna
scary
say
as
those are
wanted it to
actually
be.
like more not scariest thing I've ever seen, but like I thought I wasn't gonna like it when I went into it. Like I had that mindset already.
Yeah.
Like it's just another Like,
Yeah, and plus like his face wasn't as scary to me as like.
Bill Skarsgård, right? He plays.
Yeah,
I think,
Bill
yeah.
or something.
So you saw that like in the costume and everything?
I didn't see him in the costume. I just was on display. We did it. It was like a different. Each class had a different movie to do.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so we had Bohemian Rhapsody. I was like, oh, yeah,
sick.
Freddie
That's
Mercury.
dope as hell,
Oh yeah.
It's
So
the best
yeah.
one.
And then we did it. We did a movie with Johnny Depp. It was like a train robbery, murder. I forgot what it's called, but I haven't seen
a newer
the movie.
one somewhere.
Yeah, it was like 2019.
Okay.
yeah,
I wouldn't
I
know.
remember
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, we did the Johnny Depp movie, Aquaman. I can't remember all the other ones, but we did that.
That's so really cool.
It's really stressful.
If it was just Bohemian Rhapsody, it's still pretty cool.
It's awesome. It's
That's
cool.
all you needed.
Yeah.
It's crazy too, cause like we didn't do it in order. Like the first thing we did was Live Aid, and that's the last scene in the movie.
Actually, I think didn't they film Live Aid first, I think?
Yeah, Live Aid was first, like the first.
Yeah, they filmed that first.
Yeah.
I think it was like one of like more harder scenes.
It's funny too because the crowd is like, it's duplicated people.
Yeah.
The same group, but duplicated over.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
And they had to build the venue because the venue.
Yeah, because Wembley doesn't.
It doesn't exist.
That style of it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
It's still around. Wembley's still around, but it's like it's just different. It looks different.
Yeah, it's not the same. But
so they like recreate the old Wembley Stadium and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't there for filming. We were there for like costume design.
Yeah,
that's so fucking cool.
Or editing and stuff.
Right,
because I had friends in the editing.
Yeah, knowing that like
that
you
literally got to
on
like
it.
see the footage. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I'm like,
that's like my thing because I can edit and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
imagine if you could do
I
that
would be
stuff.
I would be hype as hell if I got like a
That'd be dope as hell. Yeah.
Senior year, I had like a presentation like class thing going on. And it was like a colleague from my college I went to, and I was like, oh shit, like, this is kind of like my lane, my style. I kind of want to check them out.
Yeah.
So that December, I checked out their college, did the application, and like a day later, I got a phone call, and they're like, oh, we want to interview you. And I was like, oh, what, really? And they're like, yeah, meet me up in we had so many campuses. We had San Diego, LA, Irvine, and San Francisco.
Oh, FITM.
Yeah, FITM.
And you went to both like San Diego and LA, right?
Okay. Yep. And then they're like, oh, meet us at the Irvine campus. We're going to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they're like, oh, also bring some of your portfolio.
Like your art.
Yeah, my art. And I was like, okay, cool. Did it. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can see you coming here.
Wow.
Oh, whoa.
And they're
that
like,
is
okay.
so cool.
Yeah, and they're like, you have a talent. I was like, I don't like people who say that because I'm like, ooh, you know. But it's like, it's nice. But they said that. And they're like, yeah, we kind of want you to be part of our college. And I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, we're going to have one more interview with you, bring a painting and kind of art, but you have to incorporate these shapes in it. And it was like a triangle, square, and like circle or whatever it was. And they're like, make like a store or something, any kind of store you want, like a coffee shop, fashion store, or whatever. So I made like a poster board, like a mood board kind of thing of like what my fashion line would look like and my art inside, like display, like decor and stuff would look like in there. And they loved it. I did like a grunge kind of thing. At the time I was like super into grunge, so I was like, oh yeah, grunge, Seattle vibe, you know. Yeah. So I did it, and they're like, oh yeah, we like this kind of stuff. And they're like, you're on. You gotta accept it. And I was like, oh my god, my parents had to be there too, obviously, to do like the paperwork, and my mom was like crying.
Wow, yeah, I
my
can't
mom
imagine.
was like, I'm so
I can't imagine,
Yeah, no way.
And they're like, yeah, we'll see you after you graduate. And I went to college as soon as graduation was done, like a week and a half after I graduated high school.
Really? Straight in?
Right to school?
Straight in. I didn't want to wait. They're like, you want to start like a few months after graduating or a year? And I was like, no, put me in right
crazy.
away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
and
flexibility
that's why
too.
I graduate early. That's why.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah.
So I did all that, and what else have I done? I've done so many things. Art related. There's so much stuff. Like if you go in my room, you see all my paintings. It's like, oh my god, too much. But but no, like I did sculpting. I love sculpting.
Oh, wow.
So.
Dude, the Nightmare Before Christmas one that you did was so good. I love that
Thank you.
so much.
Yeah, Jack.
Like that stuff. And honestly, like I didn't really mention it earlier, and it's gonna sound fake because I didn't mention it earlier. But like that's like one of my favorite movies too. Like,
really?
Like top 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my
That,
favorites.
like Ratatouille were always like the most. Like,
that movie makes me so hungry.
They were both like those are like classics. You know,
yeah.
Like that one. I really love that animation style like that.
I was actually Sally for Halloween. Did you see that?
Yeah,
yeah.
Awesome. It was fucking good. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that whole thing,
everything.
cool.
Yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite movie ever. Like, yeah, ever. And I, like, all my theming for college was Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, really Tim Burton themed.
Yeah.
Because I was in that, like, grunge, like, stage, too, in college. I was like, ooh. It was either grunge or really psychedelic. So I was like, music-wise psychedelic, and then, like, art-wise really dark. And I loved it. And the people were like, oh my god, like you have like a really cool like theme with you, like you can switch both ways and it's good both ways. I'm like, oh, thanks. But yeah, it's cool. And I did movies, I did the fashion design for things, and then sculpting, which I actually did Oogie Boogie. I haven't released it yet. I did it like 3 months ago, but I have to have like a case. You know the case I went over, Jack?
Yeah.
I have to buy a new one.
You want to buy? Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't done. It's cool. It's like him, like this, and he has like the dice, the snake eyes.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, it's that, and then I'm gonna do Sally soon. I need to buy more clay, and then I'm trying to get back into sculpting more because I don't know. I just really like it. It's just time consuming, and I teach all the time. stuff like that. And also in college, I did drafting. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't. It's not like you said I did drugs. Like, it's not kind of almost so clearly.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
In college, I did drugs.
No. No way. No.
But, no, what is drafting?
Drafting is like doing blueprints of like buildings and stuff.
Oh, like straight up drafting.
Yeah,
like
drafting.
Oh, you're making blueprints, bro.
Like
and
an architect.
I was the only one in my class that actually enjoyed it, which I was surprised. Really? I'm not really a math person or like measurement kind of thing.
It's all that stuff?
It's all that.
No, because you got to get everything.
You're like an architect.
Architecture. Yeah, that's what I did. And I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I can build like my own house right now if I wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Like draw it out, floor plan, everything. Loved it. And then my friends did not get that class, so I actually got to teach. Like that was kind of like my first experience with teaching.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know, it just was like natural to me. I thought I was gonna be scared. I had a big class, like 30 people.
Wait, like I fit them?
So the instructor like thought you were so good at it that
they let me teach because they weren't understanding their way.
So you got to like tutor like your peers.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so cool.
So that was kind of like my first experience with teaching, and I was like, oh, I kind of actually like this. When I was growing up, I was like, I never want to be a teacher. Like I don't want to do that. Like. I don't want to be like in the school, you know. But I actually like when I went to college and started doing it, I was like, actually, it's not that bad. Wow. And like to like see people like succeed and like, oh, I know how to do this now. It like uplifts you, you know. It's like, oh, I taught someone, you know. That's awesome. So I did that. I did drafting. I also did a color and design theory class, which is like basics of painting, and a lot of my friends didn't know how to paint, and I kind of knew how to do it, and I got to teach them also. My professors like were really like cool with me teaching. Because some days if they couldn't make it, like, oh, can you like, do a little
really
thing?
It was like that deep,
like you go up and wow.
Yeah, actually one of my professors actually lives where I live too, and some days she's like, I can't make it, like my car like broke down or something, can you go and while I get my car fixed, can you go
Did
teach?
you get like compensated at all, or just for fun? You're just nice about it?
I was just nice about it. I love my
most
of my professors were cool. Those are the ones I like covered for. But
So would you say like with the designs or whatever that you're working on, is it fully like your?
It's fully my
all
design.
your
it's all my
decisions
design.
And everything? That's crazy.
My boss is like, oh, we need something like right now. Last week I was working. She's like, she called me. She's like, hey, we kind of need some designs for Christmas. Do you think you have any ideas? It's like, oh, I got plenty, and I already have them down. Like,
I was gonna say, did you ever run out of ideas? Like, you feel like you're always on?
True,
I'm always on. I'll be laying in bed at like, I'll be asleep. And I'll wake up in the morning, I need a fucking paint because I have this idea in my head.
That's
and if I don't paint it now, it won't come out good tomorrow.
That is so sick.
Your ideas, they just come to you, right?
Yeah. Okay. Constantly. Not just only art, but music also.
Okay.
Yeah, like me with my voice memos. Yeah, like the same thing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's mainly art though, because that's what I mainly always do, like painting. And literally, when I was painting Mac, that was a disaster. I will legit show you.
Really?
So my plan was to do like a really like cool psychedelic black and white background, and Mac is obviously blue for Blue Boy, so that's one of my favorite songs. And I was gonna have like I don't know if you've seen it. It's like people doing like dustpan with paint, and you just go like this with it, and it looks like really psychedelic.
I've like seen like similar techniques.
Yeah, I was showing you. I have it on my phone. Now it's like perfect.
Yeah, all we see is the final
really
product.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I was like, I can't believe I saved it.
Like when you said it looked messed up, I was like, it looks beautiful.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I saved it. I was like, oh my God, it's like one of my favorite paintings I've ever done.
That was so good. Yeah.
And I was like almost in tears because I worked on the background from 2 o'clock to 6 p.m.
Holy fuck.
And I was like, oh my God, I fucking destroyed my painting. And I did all that work. I was like, I'm not gonna start on a new canvas. I'm just gonna scrape it off and repaint on top of it. And I was sitting at my kitchen table until 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And my brother games like you do, and he stays up super late.
Gamer.
And he
went to sleep.
Yeah, I know. But he walked out of his room and he was gonna go like to the bathroom or something. He's like, "You're still painting?" I'm like, "I'm not satisfied until I'm done with this painting."
That is art for you. That is like a real artist.
Yeah, like my mom and dad. My dad leaves for work early, like 4:30 in the morning, and I'll be still painting on the table. And he's like, "You haven't slept yet?" And I'm like, I'm still going, dude. He's like, oh my God, I don't know how you do this. I'll be painting for like 12 to 13 hours at a time.
Yeah, that's what separates like an artist from like, an
like
actor.
I guess I'm truly dedicated
professional
to art because I love doing it, and I won't be satisfied. I won't be able to sleep until it's the way I like it.
That's why I had you on. That's like, it's so inspiring to be like, you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
You literally have a job in a field that you love. Like, it's all just it just works.
And then I get a lot of people like who come in for like big businesses, like, hey, can we have a custom piece for like our studio, like our office? And I'm like, yeah, let me know. Like, I do tattoo designs all the time. I just don't do the tattooing because I don't trust myself. I've always wanted to be a tattoo artist. I just don't trust myself because I have a heavy hand. So I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
But I will do tattoo designs for other people for sure. I'll just sketch it out and just take it to your tattoo artist.
Yeah.
But
You've had like your art tattooed on people.
Yeah, I have like dozens of people have like my Kurt drawing tattooed.
Yeah, that's correct. I completely forgot about that.
It was like the triangle back then.
Yeah,
the little diamond thing.
Yeah, the diamond one. And like, I think like 7 or 8 people have that tattooed. Wow. Another person has another one.
That's one thing I forgot to completely mention. I completely forgot about
like,
that. And the
tattoo,
Kurt Cobain page posted your art.
Twice.
Yeah, the official.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because I think Frances runs that page, and she texted me on that page and on my ABX page. She's like, hey, is it okay if I post your art? Like, we want your like permission. And I was like, yeah. When she did that, I was actually at an art show in San Diego at a bar at Carl Strauss. And I was like shaking, like texting her back.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I actually got a free hoodie from her.
Really?
It was from the Kurt Cobain line. It was a black hoodie with his signature right here, and then the pumpkin head on the cross.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she sent it to me, and I was
that's so nice. Wow.
I only wear on like special days, like his birthday or like the day of his passing. That's literally the only time I've only worn it like 4 times.
That's like legendary.
That's something cool.
Yeah, I'm like,
that whole story. I glossed over that. That's why I was like heading towards that. Yeah, you're glad we kept talking because I completely forgot about that. That's pretty impressive.
I was like, holy shit! And my brother-in-law and my sister and my little brother were there at my show too. Like, what happened? Because I was like in tears, and I was like, Frances texted me and said she wanted me to have like permission to post my art. And they're like, no fucking way. Like, how crazy is that? And, like, if Kurt was alive, he saw that, I'm like, I wonder what he would have thought. I mean, he probably think it was kind of weird, you know? He was like, oh, it's a drawing of me. But, I mean, who knows? Yeah, that's true, yeah. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm just proud she saw it. And I did a portrait of her in college, and she actually liked it from, like, her actual page.
All of them are, like, personal. That's cool.
Yeah, she's a really nice girl. I actually almost got to meet her in 2018. I was going to go to her art show in Melrose. But this ticket sold out, and I was like so bummed. And I was like, because I was gonna go buy one of her pieces, like of her art. So hopefully she has another art show. I'm gonna go buy one because I love supporting other artists, and she's like the coolest person ever. And
I hope you guys enjoyed this inaugural episode of Drew and Blue. I'm planning to do more of these more often. If you guys liked it, please leave a like button, comment, share with your friends if you guys enjoyed it. Huge shout out to Alyssa for actually coming on and hanging out. Other shout out to my co-host Javier for hanging out. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.